How early? Steve seemed to think like the 3 fouls early was a bad sign about how focused you guys were defensively. How early did you know it might be this type of night?
That was a tough stretch because we started the game, I don't know if it was 8-2 or something like that. Had a couple good possessions, hit some threes. And then the game kind of halted they got in the bonus in 4.5 minutes. So one hand, they were the aggressor. The first 3 fouls were, I guess they were fouls, and it kind of set the tone. And then, they got confidence, went on a run, got the crowd into it early, and the desperate team, set the tone. So for us, we understand how to negate that going into Game 6 and come out with a better effort in that first 6 minutes and set the tone our way.
Steph, how much does this remind you of Memphis, the Game 5 in Memphis 3 years ago, and is one of the beauties of all your playoff experience that you have basically a comp for every scenario?
Yeah, there's definitely something you could look back on part of the journey, but that's all well and great to talk about. You have to go do something about it on the court. And, we talked about our group is trying to do this for the first time together. And I love that challenge because, we have an opportunity to, write our own story and how we bounce back. And we've had a pretty, resilient group over the last 2 months, and it has to show on Friday.
How cognizant are you about the way that they're closing out on your jump shot, particularly, swiping down on your thumb?
You don't think about it. And if it's a foul, they should call it. That's it. If it's a foul, they should call it.
Steph, you were talking about getting off to a good start. How much of that do you feel like is on you to do? Even
on
though
what?
On you, like how much of a getting the right energy and urgency is on you, even though they're kind of, playing the kitchen sink defense against you?
Yes, it's a balance. I think we have some things that we can do going into Game 6 to get more organized and get a better rhythm offensively, whether it's me taking shots or not. But I did notice tonight was an even more concerted effort. Thompson got me twice at half court when I was trying to set up a play, worrying about, everything that was going on behind and not worrying about him. And then there were a couple possessions where you get downhill and you see a lot of white jerseys. So you just got to figure out where the driving angles are. We need to get Jimmy more involved in the half court with the right spacing around him. And then, we all got to make shots. So it is on me to balance all of that and, put some points on the board and get ourselves some rhythm early.
Steph, following up on Danny's question, Steve was asked about Brooks swiping down and basically said it's a league-wide issue. The league allows it after the shot's released, and teams everywhere do it, and the league needs to address it in the offseason. What do you think about the larger question of contact after release?
There's a pattern of when is full extension, when is what's the full point of release? Because it's hard for a ref. I get it. You're trying to look at the body, look at the release and where contact is. There's a subtle difference in how certain people do it. That when I say if it's a foul, it's a foul. But other than that, as a player, you can't worry about it too much because whether you get the call or not, if you complain or you can complain. If you dwell on it and get distracted by it, then you're not worried about making shots. I'm trying to do both, make shots, and if I get fouled, let them know I got fouled. So that's all.